Hello, it's Tammy Gingro, welcoming you to the full moon in Gemini ancient Egyptian tarot reading. Each full moon, I work with the Celtic cross to read and comprehend and share the collective energies. And I have lit some sage to clear the energy of the cards and of the space and clear the energy for you, sending this sage to bless and purify your home, your space, your loved ones, to clear the energy, make you an open channel to receive the messages that are just for you. Boy, hang on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. It's like the crescendo, this last full moon of the marked year 2022. What brilliant and beautiful energies. I want to further encourage you, if you're able and you have the freedom, to make this a little self-care ritual. Make yourself a delicious cup of healing herbal tea, light a sage and a candle to really drop in to an energetic space of receptivity. This is a gift for you, a gift for all of us at this festive time of the year. The full moon in Gemini, I'm going to spend only like 30 seconds on the astrology. It is when the moon is in Gemini, opposite the sun in Sagittarius. And this happens every 28 days. The moon mirrors the fullness of the sun. This particular Gemini Sagittarius axis represent the most comprehensive energies in the Crowley Tarot deck, the Tehote deck. In the cards, Gemini represents the lovers and Sagittarius is art. And these two represent more than all the other cards and all the other energies and symbolisms, the reconciliation of opposites. And that occurs in so many ways. There is a blog in me and could even be a book. I believe it was clear to me one time when meditating upon the energy of Sagittarius in particular, where the sun is at the time of this full moon. And we've just moved into Sagittarius, and Sagittarius takes us clear to the winter solstice. And that this is literally the answer to unity, the reconciliation of opposites, the abolition of all the isms that divide us is the answer to peace. So we have the potential, the seed within each one of us to be this change that we want to manifest in our world. The winter solstice energy, which I believe I'm going to do another reading for the winter solstice, but this one is clearly, you shall see, because you may know that I shuffle the cards before the full moon is exact. I really sit in the energy of the fullness of the moon cycle. And then I meditate with these cards. It's about an 8-hour process for me, which is why the readings are getting to you after the point of the moon being exact. I declare moving forward that you will have these readings delivered to you prior to the moon becoming exact. Now, it does not impact the way that these energies will work with you and the way that you can work with the energies, as they are still timeless readings, and the energy of this full moon is really felt fully for 3 full days, and it carries us to the next full moon cycle. What we're experiencing is things that are being brought to completion from the last moon cycle. And I want to touch just a little bit on the energy of the solstice. And we have some fantastic programs for you for the winter solstice, which I will share at the end of the video and in the links in the description box below, both in person in the Pittsburgh area and via Zoom. But the winter solstice is historically the moment when winter begins. The sun is at its most southernmost point, and those of us in the northern hemisphere are experiencing the longest night of the year. And it is that time when I wish to invite you to take the opportunity to be the light. The theme for our solstice events is We Are the Light and the Festival of the Wild Women. And my goddess gatherings are not exclusive to female embodied. We are fully open to everyone who recognizes that we have divine feminine and masculine within, and they must be brought into balance and harmony in order for our world to experience peace and love. It all begins within, right here. Speaking of within, this is historically the time when our ancestors would go into the ancient cave of the elders, and they would prepare to survive the winter. Remember, it wasn't easy for our ancestors to survive the winter. There were many challenges, greater challenges than we face. Most of us have a warm home and a beautiful Christmas tree that lights up to warm our hearts. But our ancestors had to prepare to survive the winter. And there's an ancient Native American story that suggests that they would go into the ancient cave of the elders. And guess who else would go into that cave? The apex predators, the bear, the lion, and the wolf would also retreat to the cave to survive the winter. And although they were enemies, or there was a situation of predator and prey before going into the cave, they would coexist there to survive the winter together. And then they'd come out, and kind of like cartoons that may come to mind, they'd go right back to being enemies again. I think it was in the Bugs Bunny story where Elmer Fudd would like go to work, and then he was, either way, you know where I'm getting at. I digress. Let's hop into this reading. I am on fire, literally. Sagittarius is fire element, and Gemini is the air element, and we have both very much present in this reading, so present. It's truly, I wish I could make these things up, but you are going to have your socks blown off. Buckle up for the wild ride. And I would say that the number one energy that I'm pulling from the astrology, which, I had already written prior to sitting and then writing the energy for each of the cards. The number one takeaway of the astrological energy is, how can I manifest my desires and make them real in the world? This ought to be the burning desire of every human being on earth at this time. How can I manifest my heart's desires and make them real in the world? And I suggest that these 10 cards in this Celtic cross provide the roadmap for you. I hope you will listen again and again, and I hope it blesses you as much as it blesses me. First card in our reading, representing you and I. This is a collective reading, so this card represents our collective energy at the time of this full moon and for the next 30 days. And we have the Six of Cups. I'm going to give you a little preview. In this reading, we have 2 sixes. We also have the sun, which represents the 6. And we have a 4th reference to the harmony of the 6. On the tree of life, this is Tifereth in the Kabbalah. The 6 is the time of love, charm, health, oneness, empathy, destiny. That's what the 6 represents in numerology. Here, it's this influence that is fortified by the sun. And I feel a need to give away secrets in advance. In this reading, the sun is sitting directly above this card, literally fortifying this energy. And I want you to look at these colors, look how they are radiating and emanating from the card. Breathe them in. I'm going to give you a moment of silence to intuitively receive your own message from the 6 of Cups. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Here in the suit of water, the element of water in the suit of cups, this card represents the sun in Scorpio, all life, all vitality, all fertility, and the cycles of birth, life, death, and rebirth are exuded in the energy of this card. The lotus stems are arranged in an elaborate dance, and the lotuses are gushing forth water and filling the cups. And you see the calm sea of Bina in the background. This is a joyful dance. Pleasure is the name that Aleister Crowley has given to this card. And here is represented pleasure in its highest form. It repeats a lot of those themes of the numerology of the number 6. Pardon me. So pleasure in its highest sense, well-being, the harmony of natural forces without effort, ease, and satisfaction. This is one of the few minor arcana that are also correlating with an I Ching, the most ancient Chinese divination system. And in the I Ching, it's the 20th hexagram, Guan, 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 or viewing. It literally means to allow everything to come into view, to view things from a higher perspective or from a neutral perspective. Go into your center and view things from a cosmic neutral perspective. The themes of the I Ching are learning and examining, contemplating, cultivating, learning and development among all, instruct, inform, make known, share your gifts with the world. Pour out the wine that calls the spirits. These cups are pouring out the wine that calls the spirits. Bring in that energy if you share wine in your holiday celebrations. Let your friends know that you are pouring out the wine that calls in the spirits. What beautiful energy for the festive holiday season. And the I Ching also gives us specific messages to the season. So in winter, it's about find the seed of the new, regroup your thoughts and plans. At the solstice, we're typically asked to take account of the year to date as we finish out the last few weeks of 2022, to contemplate, to integrate the lessons, to acknowledge yourself for all of your accomplishments and achievements, and to then regroup and examine your plans, lay out a real plan, and integrate it with your current resources. So even in the last few weeks of this year, you can bring new energy that will further the dreams and visions and the goals that you set out for yourself at the onset of this year. And then we simultaneously, with that seed of the new, we're able to release what is completed for us, release what no longer serves, and open to receive the divine light that is flooding into our planet at this time. We are the light of the world. We are. With that, card number 2, the energy that expands the basic situation, which the basic situation being the 6 of Cups. Actually, I gave you the wrong information, that the 6 of Cups wasn't you and I in the placement of the reading. It's actually the collective energy, which is just a little bit different. But the energy that is furthering or hindering, and I would dare say this is completely complementary, and the energy of furthering. Again, I invite you to take a breath and intuitively take in what this card says to you before I even say any more or even let you know which card it is. Take a deep breath. Hold. Exhale. This is the Two of Pentacles, the element of earth, the Two of Discs. And two in this system always represents the will. We also have two twos in our reading. So far, 2 6s, 2 2s. And the ultimate energy of manifestation, harnessing and wielding the power of your words so that your will moves forward. You can't help but notice here in the earth element of discs and the title of the card being change. The theory I would love for you to examine and accept is that change is actually the support of stability. Change is the support of stability. We often fear change and resist change. Change is always occurring, always, always occurring. And in surrendering to a life of transformation and continual change, you actually bring for yourself more stability. You learn to be the master of the changes, the designer of your life, and the impact that your choices have on the world. You begin to recognize the impact that each little choice you make has on our world. It's up to us. We literally get to be the change we want to see in the world. And as you make changes, it becomes apparent that you are mirroring then the best and brightest in all you come in contact with. So this card represents Jupiter in Capricorn. Harmonious interplay of all the elements is at work. I zoom in so that you can see the yin and yang symbols inside this infinity. Notice too that the infinity is created by a serpent who has its tail in its mouth and a crown on its head, which represents Wajet, Uranus, the great change maker, the ancient goddess of awakening. And inside each of these yin-yang symbols represents the alchemical symbols of the elements in their purest forms. So all of the elements are harmoniously interplaying in this card, fully supporting you to be the master of the changes. The serpent entwined upon itself in this way symbolizes the perpetual change, but also the great balance and harmony that is accessible when you go within and accept what is new and what is coming in for you. The new, blessed by Jupiter, is going to bring more stability and security as we wrap up this year and prepare to go boldly forth into 2023. An affirmation. Each card from this point forward has an affirmation that I encourage you to make your own if it calls and if it speaks to you. Write it down, repeat it every morning, your list of affirmations. And I encourage you to use these models to write your own, but I'm so happy to share these. The affirmation: change is always necessary when the old falls out of equilibrium. Change is always necessary when the old falls out of equilibrium. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. That is the affirmation. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. This brings us to the third card, the card in the place of our conscious thoughts. I already gave it away earlier, sitting right above the Six of Cups, the sun, which fortifies that pleasure in its highest sense, is sitting right above it. I will post the picture of the spread as the thing that you see on the video, but it sits right above it. It's literally filling the cups. The happiest card in the deck, the happiest, fullest energy in the deck is filling our cups of pleasure for this time period. And in our conscious thoughts, the sun, as it's depicted here, is over a great green mound, showing abundance. The twins are here. These twins are repeated theme throughout the Crowley deck. And here they are seen as twin children, male and female, eternally young, shameless, and innocent. And the Rosicrucian, the rose cross, is also being nourished by this sun. And you may notice that all of the astrological symbols are surrounding the sun here. This card and the message that I'm about to share has become my purpose for being. And I hope that it is now your purpose for being, because the aim of this new aeon that we are entering into, folks, there is a timeline shift occurring. If you were not aware, be aware now that you are here during the moment of the greatest transformation in all of human history. And this card, the aim of the new aeon and this card, the happiest and simplest in the entire deck, Haru Raha. I am Haru Raha, the Lord and the Queen of the Sun, here to bring life, light, liberty, and love for the purpose of the complete emancipation of the human race. Yes, breathe that in. Take a moment of silence to breathe in the intuitive message that this card has for you. Hold. Exhale. The rose represents the flowering of the solar influence. Freedom equals sanity, even though I have been known to say that sane people are boring. Freedom, the complete emancipation of the human race, equals sanity. Breathe that in. The green mound of the earth, thriving, vital, and abundant. This is highly creative energy, freely available for you to harness during this next 4 weeks, through the winter solstice, through the transition into winter, the longest night of the year, and then the joyful celebration of a new year. Awareness, fulfillment, love, wisdom, spirituality, transformation. These are the themes of this card. Life is now, folks. Life is now. When one shifts, we all shift. Be the change makers. The affirmation: I am in harmony with the divine light that fills and surrounds me. I am in harmony with the divine light that fills and surrounds me. The card that is representing our unconscious thoughts is the Seven of Wands. Valor is the name that Crowley has given to this card. And the 7 here, though, represents victory in the suit of fire. Remember, we've got Sagittarius representing the fire element. Right now, the sun being in Sagittarius, the moon being in Gemini. So if the 6, as we talked about, represents balance and harmony, and these go in a progression of numerology, the 7 then must represent a departure in some way from that balance, which in this suit of fire, and the way that you see these clubs arranged, it looks like a bit of chaos, maybe a loss of confidence. Maybe you're risking a loss of confidence. So I invite you again to acknowledge yourself for the accomplishments of this year. I invite you to sit with a journal and really acknowledge yourself for your achievements, your accomplishments, the lessons that you've learned and integrated. This card, however, the savior of the loss of confidence, is that this card is Mars in Leo. Leo is the seat of the sun. The sun comes to us again in its full strength. So we have the sun in our conscious thoughts, and we have the card that represents the sun in Leo and Mars in Leo in our unconscious thoughts. This is in such a powerful place, folks. This is a clear invitation to dive into your shadow, dive in and become the master of your unconscious. You and I, we are powerful, co-creative beings, and we are fully capable of choosing to be the taskmaster of our subconscious, to not let it run amok and let fears block us in every way and every turn, and let our confidence be shaken, folks. We have the power by working with affirmations, by choosing to task our subconscious. We become the master of our unconscious. This occurs when we recognize our shadows, we accept them, we integrate them, we love them, we reclaim them. And in reclaiming our shadows, we reclaim our power and our mastery. Folks, we're on a path to mastery. This is how we achieve the new Aeon of Horus, the age of Aquarius, a time in human history when humans live harmoniously. It's here, it's at hand. So this card is asking us to choose to dig deep, to plant the seeds within your own heart, the seeds of courage, daring, impact, taking risks, not compromising your dreams and aspirations for one moment longer. You can, in this way, by calling on the warlike energy of Mars in Leo, to conquer your fears and integrate your shadows and fully love yourself like never before. I can tell you your world lights up in completely new ways as soon as you fall deeply, madly, wildly, and hopelessly in love with yourself. The belief in yourself is what you need to carry out your plans with impeccability and vigor. So the sun invited us to regroup, to take a look at our plans and to meet them with your current resources. And now this is asking us to believe in ourselves so that we can carry out our plans with impeccability and vigor. Affirmation: I express my own reality openly and honestly. I express my own reality openly and honestly. Take a sip of my tea. In the fifth position, the card that represents our past influences, we have our second six, the Six of Swords, the air element, science. Again, if six really represents the ultimate supreme balance of the suit, and here we are talking about the air element and the mental realms, then this card refers to the intellect itself, your intellect. Now tasking your intellect to help you master your unconscious. This card is represented by Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury, Tehote, the god of wisdom and communication, is quite comfortable and at home in the beautiful visionary sign of Aquarius. And again, you know we are entering the age of Aquarius. So here again, this Mercury in Aquarius represents celestial energy that is supporting us. We've seen it in the sun, filling our cups of pleasure. We've heard it repeated again and again throughout the reading so far. This reading is literally bringing us stellar influences to support every aspect of who you are becoming, who we are becoming as the race of humans. So this card influences the Cherub of Mars. So that warlike energy of Mars has a softer side, an angelic side, and it energizes the unconscious, that Seven of Wands in the unconscious, meaning that you have all you need. We have all we need to pursue our plans with passion and intellect, and to bring clarity to perspectives of the future, to bring clarity to perspectives of the future. The rose of recognition blossoms in my heart. This is our affirmation for this card. The rose of recognition blossoms in my heart, recognizing that I am divine and my dreams matter, and I alone have a unique purpose and gift to share with the world at this time. Our future energies, the energies carrying us forward, super duper powerful. The Prince of Wands. Can you take a guess which element? The fire element is so very prevalent. I see, feel, action here with this prince. The prince represents the airy part of fire. That is the expanding and volatilizing aspects of fire. What do you do when you fan the fire? You expand the flames. We've got the expansive energies of Jupiter, expanding our own personal and planetary transformation at this time. So this prince rules from the 21st degree of Cancer to the 20th degree of Leo. And we've just had the card of Mars in Leo and the sun in Leo. So here again, you see that fire energy coming through again and again. And I want you to notice some of the things about this prince. He's fully clothed in armor, but his arms are bare. He wears a rayed crown surrounded by a lion's head with wings. And from those wings emanate his curtain or his cape of fire and flames. In his left hand, he bears a phoenix. Can you see the phoenix he bears in his left hand, which signifies power and energy? And in his other arm, he reins the lion who draws his chariot. This prince depicts swiftness and strength, but he may also be inclined to act on impulse. And he can be slow to make decisions because he always sees all sides of a subject or of a question. He is noble and generous. He's romantic, and he may suggest that new love is on its way in. Or if you're in a committed relationship, he may bring new passion, new energies, and new levels of commitment and love moving forward. He is a brilliant, brilliant energy to have carrying us into winter and into 2023. He has a great sense of humor, and he brings us the courage necessary to charge into 2023, birthing the new you with utmost confidence in your craft and belief in yourself. In the I Ching, the Prince of Wands represents the 42nd hexagram, Yi, augmenting, the blessing, advantageous to have a direction to go. These are the themes of the I Ching from the Mothering Change translation, which I highly recommend. It is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful resource. And you may want to gift a copy to yourself or to a loved one. I will show you the book that I am referencing. Every time I reference the I Ching, it's coming from Mothering Change. So the themes of Yi, or augmenting, blessing, advantageous to have a direction to go, step into the great stream, pour energy into your endeavors. Do not go in the old ways. This might be the most important nugget out of this entire reading, folks. It is time to break free. Do not go in the old ways. Get on your fiery lion-drawn chariot with the phoenix in your hand and rise to new heights collectively. When we rise, when one rises, we all rise, folks. Visualize improvement and shift your direction, shift your position. Beware of selfishness. Build resources, replenish the whole. Blossoming love, increase, expand, develop, pour in more. Profit, benefit, strengthen, support, fertile, expansive, overflowing, super abundant, and restorative. Take a deep breath. The heart theme is stripping away the past. Remember, do not go in the old ways. We are supported in stripping away the past influences that no longer serve us, stripping away the past influences that have blocked us, kept us fearful and small. We are empowered humans on earth. We are empowered to strip away the old. Think big here, folks. We can strip away all the old paradigm lies that have kept us enslaved. We are here. I am here as Haru Raha, the Lord and Queen of the Sun, here to share light, life, liberty, and love for the purpose of the complete emancipation of the human race. Strip away what is old. This also represents intuitive creativity out of the darkness and into the light. Again, perfect for our winter solstice theme. We are the light, out of the darkness and into the light. Our affirmation, take a deep breath. I love life and life loves me. The next card, this is the card that represents you and I. This is the one in the collective personal position. And we've got our second prince. So in the moon, where we have the Sagittarian fire, the sun is in Sagittarius in the fire element, and the moon is in Gemini, we have both the Prince of Fire and the Prince of Swords, the air element. Right after that future energy, we've got our second powerful prince to carry us forward, onward, upward. This might be the most beneficial reading of the year. So this card representing you and I, our collective energy, the Prince of Swords is very action-oriented. Time and timing. It's interesting to me that we get this very action-oriented card at the time when we're usually going inward, being reflective and quiet, going into that cave of our ancestors to reflect, to hibernate, to hunker down. But we're being given this action-oriented card, which tells me that this is a crucial, critical apex of the greatest transformation in human history, and that we are, in fact, turning the timelines. The timelines are shifting. The message that's coming through, shift or get off the pot, folks. Yes, my grandfather would say shit or get off the pot. Same, same. It is time. Shift or get off the pot. Your rewards will be instantaneous when you do the inner work. We are on an accelerated timeline where transformation in the early years, since I've been working on personal transformation since 2007, it might take me years to integrate one lesson, where now we're discovering them, accepting them, integrating them, healing them, discovering, accepting, integrating, healing. It's happening quickly, folks. So if you will do the inner work, the soil is fertile. We have all the celestial blessings that we could ever ask for. Divine Mother, Father, God, the angels and archangels, spirit guides are here to support you in ways never before imaginable for the whole collective human race. It's like we have a 5-star, all expenses paid vacation, and you are free and fully supported to focus on internal blossoming, which leads to external richness and splendor. Give yourself a retreat. Give yourself the time and space for self-care to really go within and to reap these rewards. Strip away the old, unveil the fullness of your brilliance. So this card is filled with sacred geometry. You can just see the geometric forms all around, and notice who is pulling the chariot. It is 3 winged children. They are looking and leaping in every direction as happy children do, which means that this chariot will not progress in any definite direction except by accident. That is a perfect description of the human mind, and why in yoga, the #1 purpose of yoga, let us now cease the fluctuations of the mind. So we've been given the call and the support to master our unconscious, to become the taskmaster of our subconscious, thus becoming the master of our unconscious. And now we're given the direction, the tools, and the gumption to become the master of our mind and our intellect. This prince is crowned also with the radiant head of a child. If we concentrate and become the master of our mind as well as the master of our unconscious, the secret gem is that this card too is exactly Tifereth. I made reference to the fact that we've got 4 examples of the harmony of the 6. We started with the 6 of Cups, our cups overflowing with pleasure in its highest form. We had the sun, which represents Tifereth and fortifies that energy. We had the 6 of Swords, the air element, science. And now this prince also represents the balance and harmony of the sun that is possible without effort. I repeat here that the harmony of natural forces without effort is once again being emphasized. By just doing the inner work, making self-care a priority, it's the most selfless thing you can do for all of your loved ones. This is the moment we have been waiting for. You and I are the saviors we've been waiting for. The sword of creation is in his right hand, and the sickle to instantly destroy what he creates is in his left hand. This brings to mind the master manifestor energy, destroyer, creator, flip sides of the same coin. In the I Ching, this card is the 57th hexagram, the sun. So we've got the happiest card in the deck, really being brought to us at least 3 times so far in this reading. And the sun in the I Ching represents both flexibility and penetration, immensely powerful because of its complete freedom from settled principles. The themes in the I Ching are subtle penetration, being a matchmaker, make an offering now and you will succeed. It's advantageous to see the great people. Spread the mandate to move people to service. It's interesting that we talk about freedom and then immediately deliver a mandate. The word mandate doesn't sit well with this freedom-taking rebel, but it's a mandate to move the people to serve, to service. And how can you find the way of service that fuels your own passions and fills your own cup? Do not lose sight of where you are going. Gently penetrate to the core. Be supple, flexible, adaptable. Allow yourself to be shaped by the situation. Support, nourish. Find the base from which things grow. The heart theme is diverging. Find ways to turn conflict into creative tension by dealing with the shadow. Yes, folks, time to integrate your shadow. And I'm thrilled to help you with that. That is a huge part of the transformational coaching work that I do as a shamanic minister and shamanic breathwork facilitator. We will be diving into the shadows on the winter solstice. Your affirmation, should you choose it. And I have created a word recently in my leadership group. It came out by accident, but we have all embraced it, and now I get to share it with you. My creative possibilities have no limits. My creative possibilities have no limits. Moving on. Can it get even better, folks? Yes, it can. The energies coming to us from the outside world is none other than the Holy Grail, the Ace of Cups. The aces are the seat of the princess, the throne of the princess. The princess in this deck and in the new Aeon is the one who reignites the fire in the heart of the Eld Father. All we need is love. Do, 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 do. All we need is love. This card really represents love in its fullness. And just like our Prince of Wands foretold of potential for new love, folks, love is all we need. Love is all around us. Fill your cup with love. Let it overflow into the world, and we have achieved world peace. Yes. So new beginnings in love are completely possible. This is the element of water in its most secret, sacred, and original form of the feminine element. The Ace of Wands, who has not shown up in this reading, though, is the counterpart. And the Ace of Cups represents the yoni and the moon, just as the Ace of Wands represents the lignum and the sun. So even though it didn't show up in this reading, it shows up how the full moon is opposite the sun, opposite, equal, harmonious, balanced. You see the great sea of Bina behind the Holy Grail, and the cup being filled by two lotuses in one, which fill the cup of the Holy Grail with the fluid of life, the very fluid of life. Symbolically, alchemically, this would be water, blood, or wine. And this reminds me, in our Six of Cups, we were told or inspired to pour out the wine that calls in the spirits. And I can't help but see that theme repeated here, that this Holy Grail is being filled with the wine that calls in the spirits. the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the divine in each of us, to call in our divinity, our highest consciousness, to fill every single cell of this human being, every single energetic ray of our astral body and our energy field. Look at the energy emanating from this cup. Take a moment of silence to breathe in the energy and receive your own intuitive message from the Holy Grail. This card represents primordial alchemy and tells us that all the people, places, and things necessary to achieve your divine purpose and all you dream of is at hand. Drink from the cup. Drink from the Holy Grail. If you have your tea, drink from the Holy Grail. Above this cup and descending upon it is the dove of the Holy Ghost, and beneath it is the moon. Overflowing love, emotional clarity, deep love of the self, giving and receiving, and the reconciliation of opposites is further fortified in this position. The energies coming to us from the outside world. Your affirmation, should you choose it: all encompassing love fills me and my environment. All encompassing love fills me and my environment. Okay, it only gets better and better. I cannot imagine a more divine progression. Moving into the 9th card, we're getting there. I know this reading is going long, is the position of our hopes and fears. And we have the 2 of Wands. So right above that Ace of Cups, we're now progressing to materialization, and the fire element returns. Breathe in, receive your own intuitive message from this card. Dominion is the name of this card, and Chokma is the position on the tree of life. It is will in its most exalted form. Remember, we talked about when we had the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Discs. In the energy furthering our reading, we learned that the 2 always represents will. But this 2 in the fire element represents pure will, unassuaged of purpose, delivered from the lust of result, is in every way perfect. I'm going to repeat that because it's really powerful. And if you use your words to influence your will, and if you can come to that cosmic neutral perspective so that you are wielding pure will, unassuaged of purpose, delivered from the lust of result, it is in every way perfect. This tells us to move, swift ways of being rather than doing. Shift into ways of being rather than doing. And you will find that you do more and that you find harmonious action without effort. Rather than being focused and bogged down by your have-tos, you make 2023 the year of get-tos. Change your mindset, gain mastery over your unconscious, and integrate your shadow, and you get to live the life you dream of. It's not that hard, folks. We've got a roadmap for you in our transformational coaching programs. We've really got a roadmap for you, and it is a joyful joyful experience to really, I mean, it's not without, some discomfort. You've got to go through it to get beyond it. But you get to live the life you dream of with power. In this card, Mars is at home in Aries. It represents energy initiating a current or force. I don't know if I could imagine a more perfect energy to fuel that holy grail. Just the way this reading is progressing, all the support we need from the universe is here. Celestial power, willing surrender, sweet success. Rejoice in cooperation and collaboration. Your affirmation, should you choose it? I find the strength I need in my own center. Inhale. Repeat. I find the strength I need in my own center. Bringing it home. The outcome card. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and she rules from the 21st degree of Sagittarius to the 20th degree of Capricorn. I'm not sure if I mentioned that the Prince of Swords rules from the 21st degree of Capricorn to the 20th degree of Aquarius. So it just amazed me that the two cards that she takes us up to the winter solstice. So we're in this period right now, in between the 21st degree of Sagittarius and the 20th degree of Capricorn. The winter solstice takes place on that 20th degree of Capricorn. And then we've got the other archetype who takes us from that 21st degree of Capricorn into the new year. Just super amazing. So this Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Discs, she rules the sign of Capricorn. She is the watery part of Earth, the ultimate mother archetype. You can see her beautiful crown with the powerful spiral horns, and that her robe is made of coins. She is throned upon the life of vegetation, and she's got a peaceful river in the background. And sitting at that peaceful river, she does what we do at the winter solstice. She contemplates the past, reflects on her accomplishments and past lessons. The river runs through the desert, and she begins to imagine and create oases. She represents the great work of fertility. She is crowned with the helmet with the great spiral horns. Her staff is surmounted by a cube, and inside that cube is a three-dimensional hexagon. And in her left arm, she is holding that beautiful pentacle, that coin, but it is not a flat disc. It is an orb, a sphere filled with interlacing loops and circles. She represents the ambition of matter to take part in the great work of manifestation. Did you ever think about that? The ambition of matter, so that what we want to manifest wants to be manifested. There's ambition in the matter, the alchemical materials needed to come together for manifestation. So if you aim your ambitions in useful directions, her instinct and intuition are yours. She also possesses immense funds because she is the Prince of Coins, the princess, the Queen of Pentacles. She possesses immense funds of kindness, compassion, generosity, and greatness of heart. Don't be afraid to drop into your heart. Live and lead from your heart. In the I Ching, She represents the 31st hexagram, Tian, co-joining. And the first thing that it says in Mothering Change is embrace the woman. Wise words, the way opens. Connect what belongs together. Do not diminish your involvement. Your contributions to the whole are precious, unique, and irreplaceable. Be original. Allow the unexpected to play a prominent part. The energies of this hexagram. Mastery of structure, design, architecture, unshakable prudence, master manifester, excite, stimulate, influence, mobilize, trigger, a strong attraction that brings together what belongs together, magnetism, influx of spirit. The heart theme is coupling with a new fate. So the outcome of this reading is to release all that is old and that no longer serves, to bring in light, allow, open to receive light so that you are the light, and then open yourself to what is new and couple with a new fate. Your affirmation, should you choose it: I find the work that fulfills and satisfies me. Take a deep breath. I am finding the work that fulfills and satisfies me. This brings our reading to a close. If you've stayed with me to the end, I am eternally grateful. Please do me the honor of liking, sharing this video with someone else that you love, and subscribe. Please subscribe. We're sitting at like 58 subscribers, and I desire to grow our YouTube channel to at least 1,000. I declare. We can also practice making declarations. I declare 1,000 subscribers by mid-2023. Just by sharing what I am delighted to share, by being in service with what fills my cups. I want to invite you, if you're in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, join us for our Winter Solstice Day Retreat at Harmonic Egg Wellness in Pittsburgh. I will be offering a shamanic breathwork journey from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Shamanic breathwork is a powerful tool using your own breath and loud chakra-attuned music to enter the portal in your own heart, to go within, do this inner shadow work that we've been talking about. The theme of that breathwork is we are the light. And if you can stay and make a day of it, we have our final global goddess gathering of the year, and we are calling it Winter Solstice Goddess Gathering, the Festival of the Wild Women, because cultures all over the world celebrate the winter solstice. And in Greece, it's Linnea, the Festival of Wild Women. So we've borrowed that. And this is not open to women alone. It is open to women and men who recognize that we are all divine masculine and divine feminine. We've all got a little goddess deep inside, and we want to dress up in our finest goddess attire, what makes you feel divine and radiant, and come and have a potluck, a healthy potluck, experience beautiful winter solstice meditations and rituals, and a share circle. And for those of you who are not in the Pittsburgh area, I will be offering an online shamanic breathwork the morning of the winter solstice, live on Zoom at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Please make time for self-care, invest in yourself, be the best version of yourself in 2023 and beyond. I have so much deep, abiding love for you. I'm grateful for you. Again, please share, like, and subscribe. Please email me if I can do anything to support you. If you would like a private reading, I'm opening my calendar for mini readings for now. And blessings of the holiday season. Whatever holidays you celebrate, may they be joyful, blissful, filled with love. And yeah, thank you so much. Love and light, beautiful beings. Namaste. Until next time.